What's going on, drummies? It's Arty here. Now today I decided I'm going to make a video showcasing a mace that I believe is the best beginner mace for beginner drum majors out there. Now this might be a little bit of a controversial video. I don't want to say controversial, but a lot of drum majors have very strong and mixed reactions regarding this mace. And that mace, ladies and gentlemen, which I believe is the best beginner mace for beginner drum majors, is the Peacock American Mace. First of all, let me start off by saying that this video is not being sponsored and I am not being paid by this company to make these statements. These statements are purely my own opinion and my own opinion alone. Now before you go ahead, I can already see people clicking off the video right now, but hear me out. Now the Peacock American Mace is a mace that's utilized by drum majors all over America. This mace is utilized by a lot of high school drum majors. It's also utilized by a lot of college drum majors. Even drum majors who are getting into Scottish games and Scottish drum majoring use this mace as well. Now the reason why a lot of people kind of shy away from this mace, especially from the Scottish standpoint, is that it's got the fiberglass shaft. Now if you remember from my previous video showcasing the Premier Mace, these maces are actually patterned after the Premier Mace. If you look at the overall just design of the Peacock Mace compared to the Premier Mace, you can see a lot of similar design cues that the American Maces take after the Premier Mace. Now a lot of drum majors on YouTube are asking me information regarding my Dolman maces or the Moffat Mace or any of my wooden maces and asking me where can they get one, where can they acquire one, is this good for high school? Well, my question to you guys is, what kind of drum major are you, and also what is your experience? I consider the wooden maces like the Revolution Mace, the Dolman Mace, the Moffat Mace more for like the advanced drum majors, and also drum majors who are going into the Scottish drum majoring field. That's not to say that you can't go get one. I mean, it's your money, you can go buy it, whatever. But hear me out, because a lot of drum majors who are, I don't want to bash high school drum majors out there, but there are a lot of drum majors who I consider to be Pop-Tart drum majors. Those are the drum majors who will try out for drum major their senior year, they'll go through their year as drum major, and then after they graduate, they'll never do it again. I really feel that those drum majors who are asking me about the wooden maces, who spent $800, $900, $1,000 on a wooden drum major mace, you're not really getting the most out of a mace that you would if you were probably going to continue on with Scottish drum majoring way on into your career. But moving on, we are talking about the American Mace. Now the American Mace is made by the Tom Peacock's Marching World Company, and like I said, they are patterned after the Premier Maces. Why I say that these are essentially the best beginner maces is because, one, the price. They are essentially the cheapest maces you can get. Now some may argue that the Pakistani maces are pretty cheap. They can go on eBay and get a wooden mace for 150 bucks, but you're not really getting the spinning quality that you're hoping for when you buy a Pakistani mace. And a lot of times you have to essentially alter the mace yourself to be able to get it to a competitive quality. Now these maces are also kind of on the low end spectrum when it comes to competitive maces. You can get these maces pretty cheap from marchingworld.com, and they will start off at $225. Now I can hear people in the comments right now, $225 is expensive. Yes, that is expensive. That is an expensive price for a mace, but you gotta understand that for a competitive mace, for drum majors competing, this is actually a really good price. And you are getting your money's worth out of it. Don't think that just because you spend $500 on a Malacca cane mace, that is going to be the end all mace. Just like Peacock's American Maces and Malacca cane maces, they will last a lifetime if you take care of them. I've seen so many drum majors who essentially beat up a Malacca cane mace because they think that that is the end all mace. It's not. You can get just as good life out of a Peacock American Mace that you can out of a wooden mace if you take care of it. So I went off on a little tangent there. So according to the Peacock's Marching World website, the American Mace starts off at $227 for the basic chrome model. And that's getting it as plain as possible. Now, I would also like to say that Band Shop also sells the Peacock American Mace, and they do sell it at a slightly cheaper price. You can get the Peacock American Mace from Band Shop for about $199.95. Alright, let's be real. Add the nickel, you'll get it for $200. But I mean, $200 compared to $227, you're saving about like $27 there. I mean, I don't know, if you want to spend $227 or $200 on a mace, that's really up to you. Now, with the Peacock American Mace, these were essentially made for competitive drum majors in mind, especially in the high school division. Why I say that is because, one, it is entirely modular. You can customize it to how you want it. Essentially, the American Mace has many different shafts you can choose from. You can choose from different colors. So you have different options you can choose from for a shaft color. You can get black, white, red, wood look. It's also, you can also, if you're lucky, you can also get a blue shaft mace. Now, you can also get the option of getting what I have here, you have a brass gold head, or you can have a chrome plated head. Now, of course, the brass head's gonna be a little bit more expensive, and then the chrome, which is a little bit, the chrome plated head, which is a lot more common, is gonna be a lot cheaper. In addition, you have the option of getting chains wrapped around your mace, or you have the option of cords. When you order a mace from Peacock's Marching World, they also include a little freebie. So if you notice that my mace actually has an eagle for the crown, which is a freebie when you buy an American Mace, because they also include the eagle with every purchase. But I really wouldn't recommend spinning with the eagle on your mace because it can be a little bit dangerous. Now, the Peacock American Mace starts off at 55 inches, but for shorter drum majors, you have the option to get it shortened a full 5 inches. But there's also an added on price to the service to get your mace shortened. Also, another addition, and also a reason why I think this mace is also great for beginners, is because beginner drum majors are going to drop their maces. And with many wooden maces, if you dent your head, unless you bought a spare head when you bought your mace, you're gonna have a hard time getting an extra head, because a lot of companies, especially Dolman, expect you to mail your mace back to Britain for them to measure your drum major's mace so that they can have a brand new head fitted for your mace. Not really with Peacock's Marching World. If you have a dented up head, like I have right here, you have the option to, you can simply unscrew the head or unscrew the crown from the Peacock Mace, or replace the dome with a dome that you can buy from Peacock's Marching World, which I feel is a lot better for beginners, because you know they are going to drop their mace, they are going to dent it, they are going to scratch up the mace, and it's a lot easier or to have access to spare parts for them. In addition, also the Marching World website makes it very easy for you to pick the certain options you want for your mace. They let you choose what length of mace you want, they let you choose what type of style, cords or chains, and what finish you want. And when you're done picking everything that you want for your mace, all you gotta do is click, add that to your cart, and about 2 weeks later, that mace arrives to your door. Unlike the companies that make the wooden maces, where you actually have to go through a weird inquiry process, you literally have to email the company, ask for estimates, they'll get back to you saying that we have maces, we have these maces available, and you know, and our prices range from this to this, and you kind of have to tell them, be very specific on what you want, and then the price usually can go up or down from there. And a lot of times you won't really know the mace that you get until it arrives in the mail, and a lot of times if there's a problem with it, you're kind of stuck with it unless you really want to go through the entire process of sending it back to England, and I know a lot of people don't want to do that. Especially beginner drum majors who want to get started with spinning. So now let's go on to spinning with the Peacock American Mace. The Peacock American Mace, especially with cords and chains, they spin very differently. With chains, they spin a little bit faster. With cords, they tend to spin a lot slower due to the bulkiness of the cords themselves. Overall, spinning with a Peacock American Mace is not much different than a wooden mace. The only difference is that with a fiberglass shaft, it tends to be a little bit stiffer than a wooden shaft. Also, when you purchase an American Mace, it's also recommended that you go through a period of breaking in your mace. They recommend that you spend about a week, maybe about 2 weeks, just doing some light spins with your mace, kind of just getting the shaft ready for spinning, because if you just take the mace out of the box and start doing some super high power tosses, the mace is gonna snap in half because it's still very rigid, and fiberglass needs to be broken in to be able to withstand high drops. Also, one argument that many drum majors have regarding the Peacock American Maces is that these maces are not good for high tosses. solely because of the fiberglass shaft. I can understand that because with the wooden maces, they are great for tosses because they've got that natural spring in the cane, and when you catch the wooden maces, they will not hurt. Not really the cases with the American maces, because the American maces are pretty rigid, you know, and if you do catch this, if you don't catch this correctly from a high angle, it is gonna hurt. But that's, you know, a risk that many drum majors have to deal with. Now overall with the Peacock American Mace, I would have to give the mace around roughly maybe about a 3 out of 5 stars. It is a good mace, good for beginners. Not the best mace for Scottish drum majors, but if you are learning how to spin a mace, if you want a mace that's easily to access, if you want a mace now, especially I know a lot of drum majors that are trying to just get into spinning, this is probably one of the maces that's going to be easily available for you. And if you're thinking about going into Scottish drum majoring, there is no rule against using these maces. You can use a Peacock American Mace when you go in Scottish drum majoring. Many drum majors that I know use these maces, or start off with using these maces when they compete in Scottish games. And eventually when they find that, yeah, Scottish games is something that they want to do, they'll upgrade to the wooden maces. And this is kind of like their stepping stone. So I know a lot of drum majors might have a little strong feelings regarding these maces. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like this mace? Do you not? If you're thinking about buying this mace, I'll go ahead and leave the links to where you can purchase this mace in the description below. So that's it, guys. If you guys want to reach me on social media, I am at ArtyMac DM. Go ahead and leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. Is this a mace that you would like to purchase? And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. And finally, guys, just remember, keep marching, keep flourishing. I'll catch you guys later. One argument. Hold on, I gotta kill this damn fly.